In the final session of Para-Athletics at Santiago 2023, there were 4 athletes competing in the final of the women's 100 metres T54. Hannah Dedrick of the United States was the reigning champion from Lima. She got off to the best starts. Second from the right, Lucia Montenegro of Argentina was in second place. Dedrick powered away to defend her title, and she was more than a second quicker than she had been at the previous games, winning in a new Parapan American Games record time of 17.30 seconds. It was gold for Dedrick, silver for Montenegro, and bronze for Aline dos Santos of Brazil. In the final of the men's 1500 metres T54, there were 4 athletes who'd recorded times under 3 minutes and 7 seconds this season. Brazilian supporters were cheering for Christian Westermeier. Westermeier was racing in a white vest and blue helmet. He got off to a good start, and he was in the lead at the first bend. Westermeier was followed by Fernando Sanchez of Mexico and Miguel Angel Jimenez Vergara, and also Ivan Corral, both of those from the United States. Those 4 broke away as the race settled down. Jimenez Vergara had the advantage here, and on the second lap the leading group of 4 became a leading group of 6. Philip Croft and Eduardo Dutra also moved into contention. Now Jimenez Vergara was out in front, followed by Fernando Sanchez and Evan Corral. There were 2 laps left to race. Christian Westermeier was in 4th place. He was getting support from the stands. The pace was increasing as they passed the bell. 1 lap to go, and it was still Jimenez Vergara leading, with Sanchez 2nd, Corral 3rd, and Westermeier 4th. Watch Westermeier of Brazil here on the outside as they race down the home straight. Jimenez Vergara was going to finish first. Westermeier came through to finish in 2nd place, and Fernando Sanchez came in 3rd. It was a gold medal for Jimenez Vergara, silver for Westermeier, and bronze for Sanchez. There were 4 athletes competing in the final of the women's 400 metres T11. This was a race for athletes with a visual impairment. They would run with a guide, using a small tether to keep them together. They ran with empty lanes on the track to allow room for the guides. Sol Rojas of Venezuela and her guide Markinson Manzanilla were running in the outside lane. Rojas was disqualified after the race because the judges felt she was given momentum by her guide. As they ran around the final bend, Thalita Simplicio of Brazil and Ionis Salcedo of Colombia were running into contention. Now remember, Rojas was going to be disqualified after the race, so the battle for the gold medal was in the centre of the track between Simplicio and Salcedo. Simplicio, who appeared to be in 2nd place, was going to win the gold medal. Simplicio was finishing strongly in lane 5. Salcedo was going to finish in 2nd place, even though she crossed the line 3rd in lane 3. Simplicio was exhausted. She took help from the medics. Diana Carasso was also disqualified because her tether broke. So only 2 medals were awarded. Gold for the fully recovered Simplicio and her guide Felipe Veloso, and silver for Salcedo and her guide Nive Rangel. There were 4 teams competing in the final of the Universal 4x100 metres relay. The first leg would be run by visually impaired athletes running with guides. Once again, the athletes were connected by a tether for the first 100 metres. Daniela Velasco was running for Mexico in the inside lane, Jerusa Geber of Brazil, David Brown for the United States, and Angie Pabon in the outside lane for Colombia. Each team consisted of 2 female and 2 male athletes. On the second leg, Joan Lasso was running for Colombia, Alexa Hatz for the United States, and Patricio Ferreira for Brazil. Brazil had a narrow lead as Marceli Pedroso took the baton just ahead of Karen Palomeque for Colombia. Now keep an eye on Ryan Medrano of the United States here. The final lap will be raced by wheelchair athletes. Colombia handing over to Ciro Fernandez for Colombia. Hannah Dedrick had the lead now for the United States, but it was a straight race for the line. Ariosvaldo Fernandez was now racing for Brazil too. And Fernandez came through to bring Colombia home first, followed by Fernandez and Dedrick. There was just a 1/4 of a second between first and third. Karen Palomeque had won her 5th gold medal in Santiago for Colombia. Chile's athletics show at Santiago 2023 had been a huge success. It was gold for Colombia, silver for Brazil and bronze for the United States in the final race on the track at these Parapan American Games.